Dear students, welcome to biology classes. So, children, in the previous class, we were studying about the different non-chordate phylums, isn't it? Phylas, like what? From Sporifera, Cylindrata, Platyhelminthes, isn't it? Then what? Archelminthes, Nematoda, annelids, okay, then what, arthropods, mollusk, echinodermata and hemichordate. All this were what? The non-chordate phyla. Okay, and phylum chordata is what? The special type of organisms with what? A notochord, dorsal, hollow nerve cord, paired pharyngeal gill slits, etc. We have studied the difference between the chordates and non-chordates also, isn't it? What are they? Chordates are having notochord, then what non-chordates don't have, isn't it? Then they are having a central nervous system, and it is dorsal and hollow and single. But in non-chordates, the central nervous system is ventral, solid and double. Okay, then pharynx perforated by gill slits, and gill slits are absent in non-chordates. Heart is ventral and here heart is dorsal. Okay, a post-anal tail is present in chordates and it is absent in non-chordates. So these are the difference. Okay, now phylum chordata is divided into three subphyla. Okay, that is Urochordata, okay, or Tunicata. The two are same only. Okay, Urochordata or Tunicata. Urochordata or Tunicata. Okay, say this 2-3 times. It will be easy for you. Then Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. So these are the three subphyla of phylum Chordata. What are they? Urochordata, or other name is Tunicata. Okay, then Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Okay, among this Urochordata and Cephalochordata, they are together known as Protochordata. Okay, they are known as what? Protochordata. Which one? The Urochordata and the Cephalochordata. Together they are known as Protochordata. Okay, and they are exclusively marine ones. Okay, so when you see the difference, okay, on what basis they are classified? See, in Urochordata, the notochord. See, the importance of chordates are what? Presence of notochord, dorsal nerve cord, all this. And in Urochordata, you can see the notochord is present only in the larval tail. Okay, so that's what Urochordata. Understood? So they are in chordates, the notochord is present in the tail of the larva only. Understood? But in Cephalochordata, it will be seen extending from the head to tail, and it is persistent all through their life. Is it clear? So in Urochordata, you can see the notochord only in the what? Larval stage, and that too in the talar region. Okay, but in Cephalochordata, from head to the tail, and it is present all through the life, not only in the larval stage. Okay, so examples of Urochordates are Ascidia. Okay, can you see one diagram here? Okay, Salpa, then Doliolum, etc. Okay, and Cephalochordates examples are Branchiostoma. Okay, Branchiostoma, or what? Amphioxus or Lancelet. Okay, Amphioxus or Lancelet. Understood? So these are what examples. These are also primitive group of chordates only. Which one? Protochordata or Urochordata and Cephalochordata. Okay. Now the third group of or third subphylum is the Vertebrata. Okay. So Vertebrata is having one speciality, that is they are having the notochord during the embryonic period, but it will be replaced by a cartilaginous vertebral column in the adult. Is it clear? So you can see the notochord during the embryonic stage, and then it will be changed into the vertebral column. So once again, what are the subphyla of phylum chordates? Yeah, Urochordata. What is the speciality? The notochord is present in the tail region of the larva only. Okay, and then in Cephalochordata, you can find the notochord all through the life of the organism, and also it is present only present from head to the tail, means all through the body it is there, and it is present all through the life of the organism, not only in the larval stage. In vertebrates, okay, what is happening in vertebrates? The notochord is present only in the embryonic stage, and it will be replaced by the vertebral column. So you can say that all the vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Okay, so in addition to this, vertebrates are having some more characters, that is ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambered heart. Okay, the heart will be in the ventral side, and they will have what? 2, 3 or 4 chambered heart. Okay, and the excretory organs are kidneys, and they also help in the osmoregulation. And then paired appendages. Okay, if we take forelimbs, okay, like hands, they are paired. Okay, and then what? The legs, they are paired. So paired appendages will be there. Okay, so these are the characters of vertebrates. So if you see the classification of vertebrata further, okay, vertebrata is divided into division? Agnatha and Gnathostomata. What is it? Agnatha. Okay, Agnatha and Gnatho. See, G is silent there. Okay, Gnathostomata. Understood? Agnatha and Gnathostomata. And the division Agnatha is having only one class, that is Cyclostomata. Okay, Cyclostomata. Children, these terms will feel means you may feel it difficult, so please read it loud 2-3 times. Okay, then you will understand. That will not go from your mind. Okay, read it loudly, or once you write and practice. Okay, so vertebrata is divided into 2 divisions. What are they? Agnatha. What is the specialty of Agnatha? They are not having jaw. Okay, jaw-less organisms they are, Agnatha. And Gnathostomata means they are having jaws. Jaws are there in them. Okay, Gnathostomata. Okay, they are divided into 2 superclass, that is Pisces and Tetrapoda. Okay, Pisces means they are having fins. Okay, fins means fishes only, and Tetrapoda means they bear the limbs. Okay, like what? And it is having a classes known as amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammals, etc. are the different classes of the superclass Tetrapoda. Okay, and the superclass Pisces includes what? Classes like Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. Once again, remember that this vertebrata is divided into what? 2 division. What are they? Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Understood? Agnatha is having one class. What is that? Cyclostomata. Okay, Cyclostomata. And then Gnathostomata is divided into 2 superclasses. What are they? Pisces and Tetrapoda. Okay, you can see here Pisces and Tetrapoda. Okay, then Pisces, superclass Pisces are having classes like Chondrichthyes. What is it? Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. Okay, and in Tetrapoda, superclass Tetrapoda is having different classes like amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammals, etc. Okay, when you see the class Cyclostomata of Agnatha, what are the characters? See, the organisms belonging to them are ectoparasites on some fishes. Okay, ectoparasites means what? they are living as parasites on the external body of the, means external side of the fishes, not inside. Okay, and they are having an elongated body, which is, you can see in the diagram, isn't it? It's fish like. Okay, and then what they are having, gill slits, 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits. So you can see here, isn't it, in that diagram? So they are having gill slits for respiration, and they are having a circular mouth so that it can suck, okay, without jaws, so that they can suck to the body of the host. Okay, suck with the circular mouth, they suck to the body of the fishes. Okay, and they are not having any scales, and they are not having paired fins. Okay, fins are not paired, and then what I told, they are having no scales. Okay, so they are primitive group of fishes, you can say, isn't it? Their body structure is somewhat similar to the fishes, but you see they are not having. Fishes means they should have what, scales and paired fins. So these two are absent. And cranium, what is cranium? The the endoskeleton, part of endoskeleton that covers the brain, isn't it? Cranium and vertebral column, they are cartilaginous. Cartilaginous means they are made up of cartilaginous tissue. Circulation is of closed type. Okay, and they are exclusively marine, but they can migrate to the fresh water for spawning. Spawning means for laying eggs. Okay, so they lay eggs in the fresh water. Okay, they migrate to the fresh water, and there only the eggs will be laid. Okay, and after spawning they will die. Okay, their larva metamorphosis means they will become adult, and they will be returning to the ocean. Okay, so like this, examples of cyclostomata are what? Petromycin and myxine. Understood? Is it clear? So these are what examples of cyclostomata. They are jawless animals, isn't it? What they are having? Suckers with which they can suck to the body of the host. Is it clear? Then next, Gnathostomata. They are having two super classes, isn't it? Pisces and Tetrapoda. So Pisces contains two classes, that are Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. So let's see what are the characters of Chondrichthyes. They are also marine with streamlined body. Okay, and they are having cartilaginous endoskeleton. Have you studied about chondriocytes, cartilage and bones, difference between cartilage and bones? In 9th class you have studied. Okay, so in that you have learned that what the cartilaginous, okay, fishes. So actually chondrichthyes are what? Cartilaginous fishes. Okay, so when you see the characteristics of chondrichthyes, the mouth is located on the ventral side. Okay, you can see here, you can find the mouth on the ventral side, not at the tip, isn't it? Gill slits are separate, and they are not having an operculum. Okay, if you watch the fishes in aquarium and all, you can see one structure is moving up and down. Okay, so this is absent in where? In the fishes. Okay, and they are having placoid scales. Actually there are different types of scales. Okay, and teeth are modified to placoid scales, and which are placed backward. Okay, or which are directed backward. Jaws are there, and they are predaceous, and they are not having any air bladder. Okay, and because of this they have to swim continuously. Okay, so actually they are chondrichthyes, cartilaginous fishes. They will be light weighted. When we compare the endoskeleton is of cartilage, and it will be weightless, means when compared to the bones. So they have not developed. Okay, or they are not having air bladder, but the body is having weight. So to avoid sinking, they have to continuously swim. Okay, then heart is two chambered. In fishes we know the heart is two chambered. Okay, and there are examples where some of the organisms are having electric organs and some are having poisonous stings. Okay, example trigon. Okay, then they are cold blooded animals. What do you mean by cold blooded? Because their body temperature changes according to the environment. Okay, and sexes are separate, means male and females are different. Understood? And in males you can see a pelvic fin with the clasper. Clasper is the organ with which they can attach to the female during the copulation. Okay, then internal fertilization, and they are, some of them, most of them are viviparous, means they they give birth to young ones. Examples are what? Spoliodon, Pristis, okay, then Carcharodon, okay, Trigon, etc. Understood? Then, so is it clear? So, what are the specialities of chondrichthyes? First of all, their body is having cartilaginous endoskeleton. Then, the mouth is present on the ventral side. Operculum, what is operculum? A flap-like structure that covers the gills chamber. Okay, so that is absent. And placoid scales are there. Okay, and they are what? Poikilotherms organisms, and they are having, some of them are having electric organs, some are having poison sting. Understood? And they the males and females are separate. Okay, means dioecious they are. Understood? So these are the characteristics of chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes means cartilaginous fishes. Now we'll study about the osteichthyes. Okay, osteichthyes means they are both marine and freshwater fishes, and their endoskeleton is bony endoskeleton they are having. And mouth, if you see, you can see the mouth is located at the tip. Okay, tip of the body. Understood? Then they are having 4 pairs of gills, and it is covered with an operculum. Where you can see the operculum? See here. Okay, this part. So operculum is present in them. Okay, and skin is having which kind of scales? Cycloid and ctenoid. Okay, these are different kinds of scales only. Okay, 3 different types of scales which are found in fishes. So here cycloid and ctenoid scale. In chondrichthyes, what kind of scale was there? Placoid. Okay, placoid scales. Understood? And in this osteichthyes, what are the types of scales? Cycloid or ctenoid scales. Understood? Air bladder is present that helps to float on the surface of water. Heart is 2-chambered. Okay, and they are also cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded, or what is the other term? Poikilotherms. Sexes are separate. Male and females will be there. Okay, fertilization is external. Okay, and there how it was, most of them are having internal fertilization. Here external fertilization, and they are, most of them are oviparous, and the larval stages are there. Examples are, okay, Exocetus, flying fish, means they can glide over the water. Okay, then hippocampus, have you heard? Seahorse. Understood? Then what? Labio, Catla, okay, Cladius, etc. are examples of what? The osteichthyes. So is it clear? Osteichthyes and chondrichthyes. Difference also can be asked. Okay, what are the difference between osteichthyes and chondrichthyes? Chondrichthyes means cartilaginous fishes. Osteichthyes means bony fishes. Their endoskeleton is made up of cartilage or and what? Bones. Okay, then mouth, you can see difference between the chondrichthyes and bony fishes. When you see, mouth is ventral in position in chondrichthyes, and it is tip. It is placed at the tip in case of osteichthyes. Okay, they are operculum is present in osteichthyes and it is absent in chondrichthyes. Air bladder is present in osteichthyes and it is absent in chondrichthyes. Okay, then mostly what? Fertilization is external in osteichthyes and it is internal, where in the quadrivius. Okay, so likewise differences also you should know so that you can write in the examination. Okay, so examples also please remember. So I hope this much is very clear. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.